Soitsu. Soitsu here, and today we are back with the story of Cassius Clay by the Fat Electrician. Of course, support the original video, link in the description. Now let's get it. Alright, so Cassius Clay is probably a name that you would associate with Muhammad Ali, but there's also an American war hero. And the Fat Electrician is going to tell us all about him. Let's go. Baby! Scream!
Riveting story.
Agreed.
Really good. All right, we gotta go. I gotta tell the internet about the guy I named you after. Okay, you gotta go hang out with me.
Oh, that's okay. That's pretty cool.
Today we're talking about the most gangster politician in American history, ladies and gentlemen. Cassius Clay, aka the Lion of Whitehall. Whitehall being his family home that he grew up in Kentucky as the son of one of the richest slave owners in all of America. While going to college at Yale to become a lawyer, he would attend a speech from a famous abolitionist by the name of William Lloyd Garrison, and that speech would change.
I was gonna say, what's it called? If you don't know what the difference between back then, during the Civil War, there was abolitionists and there was emancipationists. And basically, what it was one wanted it now, one of them wanted it. We're willing to wait just a bit, as long as we get to our final goal. Yeah, so I was kind of with the abolitionists on this one.
Changed the entire trajectory of Cassius Clay's life as well as American history. It is at that moment
and
that
as
Cassius
you see,
Clay
it inspired
he was
him.
not only going to be quietly opposed to slavery, but that he was actively going to fight against it. He would be set down the path to become the most influential abolitionist of all time. Oh god, forgot to do the ad. Hold on. Sorry for robbing the video. Real quick, this video is brought to you by the biggest sponsor of the channel and my favorite sporting goods store, Shields. They've got over 30 retail locations across the United States and an even better online store that I'm going to have linked down below. And if you use my code, you're going to get free shipping. They've got everything you could imagine there. This is where I got this shirt. It's where I got this backpack.
It is a nice flannel.
All of it was on sale. It was a great deal. Again, use my code down below. You're going to get free shipping. Back to the video. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot to mention Muhammad Ali's original name was Cassius Clay. Yeah, he was actually
like I was saying at the beginning of the video.
Anyways, back to the video. Bye-bye. If you don't know, at this point in time, there's basically two different camps you could fall into for being anti-slavery. You could be an abolitionist or an emancipationist. An
emancipationist he's going to explain it for us.
Vote it out over time over the next 5, 10, 20 years versus an abolitionist, which is somebody that believes we need to end slavery right now and they're willing to fight about it. And in the case of Cassius Clay, he was willing to fight anyone.
Yeah, they wanted now and they were willing to fight about it.
Cassius Clay wasn't just some punk kid that went off to college and decided that he didn't like slavery. This was the son of one of the wealthiest slave owners in all of America. So for him to come out and voice anti-slavery views was a huge deal, and it pissed off a lot of people.
I'm gonna say, and actually do it. That's the thing. Not like some of these people was because I like grew up privileged as hell, rich as hell, say they don't like the thing and they never really do anything about it. Like they're not willing to actually stand for their actions if it takes away what they like. Be like, oh, but I just want to pick and choose what I would agree with. But let's not get too much into that.
So
let's just continue with this.
The 1820s, what do you do when you're pissed off? You challenge somebody to a duel.
You'll fight about it.
Cassius Clay found himself partaking in an awful lot of duels, and he never ever lost. So obviously, he's pretty good at it. And what do you do when you find something you're pretty good at? You want to keep doing it, right? Right. So Cassius Clay starts challenging anyone and everyone to a duel that dares to oppose him.
you want a bullet? Everyone gets a bullet.
Cassius Clay would be willing to fight the wind if it blew from the west and he wanted it to blow from the east. This man went on a dueling rampage, so much so that by the time he graduated college, he was considered to be the deadliest duelist in all of North America. This guy was putting slave owners in the dirt like he was Johnny Appleseed planting fucking trees. He became known as the deadliest abolitionist of all time. So he graduates from college, goes back home as a lawyer. Shortly after that, his father passes away and leaves everything to Cassius Clay. Cassius Clay immediately frees all of his father's slaves, costing himself $40,000, which is roughly $2 million today. And then he even gives some of the slaves land and money on top of it.
Think of someone else just give $2 million
or
basically what we're considered lower than
hates your guts.
He just doesn't like that.
And that's exactly what Cassius Clay did.
There's gonna be some hate
in the Kentucky state legislature
for this guy
from 1835
back then
to 1841, and then finally lost his re-election. To which the pro-slavery crowd breathed a huge sigh of relief because they finally defeated Cassius Clay, or so they thought. Clay immediately starts traveling the country, giving amazing anti-slavery speeches, winning over hearts and minds, and this absolutely infuriates the pro-slavery people because they don't know how to stop him. You can't legally stop a guy from talking to people that want to listen to him, and they can't legally kill Cassius Clay in a duel because he's the best duelist on Earth.
Because he's
What
the
do you
best
do?
out there.
You gotta illegally kill him. The problem with that is we
gotta
can't
hire a
hitman that's
hitman.
dumb enough to think that they can take out Cassius Clay, so they have to go to the one crevice of the planet where they can find somebody truly insane enough
Florida?
to think that they can do this job. And that man's name was Sam Brown, an assassin from New Orleans.
Oh,
1834,
from
Russell
Nolans.
Cave, Kentucky. Cassius Clay's finishing up one of his world-famous speeches.
Yeah, what's it called? I guess Florida didn't have a
and pulls out a
reputation
holy
yet.
Bible and says, "For those of you that believe in the laws of God, I make to you this argument against slavery." Sets the Bible on the table, reaches back in the sack, pulls out a copy of the U.S. Constitution, and says, "For those of you that believe in the laws of man, I present to you this argument against slavery." Sets the Constitution down on the table, drops a burlap sack to the ground, and says, "For those of you that believe in neither the laws of God or man, I make to you this argument against slavery," as he pulls out both of his pistols and sets them on the table, which I think we can all agree is gangster as fuck. And at this moment,
Yeah, that is fucking gangster as hell right there. That was aura back then. Was it gonna be like, yeah, what's it gonna? If you don't believe in the law or God, why are you living on the same planet as me? Oh yeah. What are you gonna do? Try and kill him? He's the best.
Sam Brown comes up on stage and shoots Cassius Clay point blank in the chest. Luckily, Cassius Clay never leaves home without his trusted Bowie knife, which resides inside of a metal sheath. And that metal sheath would catch Sam Brown's bullet, saving Cassius Clay's life. At which point, Cassius Clay would draw his Bowie knife and charge Sam Brown. 6 of Sam Brown's friends in the audience tried to stop Cassius Clay. He would fight his way through all 6 of them, making his way to Sam Brown, promptly stabbing him in the chest, and then turning him into a Mr. Potato Head by cutting off his nose, lopping off his ear, and gouging out, and turning him into a mix of them, making his way to Sam Brown, promptly stabbing him in the chest, and then turning him into a Mr. Potato Head by cutting off his nose, lopping off his ear, and gouging out one of his eyes.
I heard something about Mr. Potato Head. What was kind of? He was literally hacking off pieces. God damn. What did it 6-on-1? You got to make an example of someone.
And recovered and were able to peel Clay off of him. Not knowing what to do, knowing they couldn't stop Cassius Clay forever, they panicked, probably for fear that Cassius Clay was going to start shoving this guy's facial features up his ass next. They did the only thing they could come up with to get the two apart. They picked up their friend Sam Brown, threw him over a 7-foot-high stone wall. He fell down an embankment and into a creek bed to finally get Cassius Clay away from him. Somehow, Sam Brown survived, but not only was he lucky for that, he was also dumb as fuck because he then decided to take Cassius Clay to court because apparently after Cassius Clay stabbed him the first time, they were even on the whole assassination attempt thing. So Cassius Clay should go to prison for mayhem. So Cassius Clay calls...
it's just like the thing, what's it called? Look, Your Honor, I was just trying to... look, I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to rob him, but yeah, he shot me. And I don't think that was kind of fair. I only had a knife. This guy, you can agree that that was excessive force. Come on, give me $2 million. Stupid stuff.
His older cousin, one of the best lawyers on the planet that had never lost in open court with over 40 years of experience, Henry Clay. Henry Clay goes into court, and his entire defense for his cousin
this guy just has
I quote, "Your Honor, this is just standard behavior for
His people are just the God
And the judge is just like, "You're innocent. Free to go." That's
You're
it.
good.
Best court case ever. Literally walks in and just goes,
"I thought this was America. Huh? Isn't this America? I'm sorry, I thought this was America."
So after Cassius Clay was found innocent, Henry Clay decides that he's going to run for president, and Cassius is going to help him campaign. Cassius is going to tour the country, giving speeches, saying, "Hey, vote for my cousin." Here's the rule with that. Henry Clay told him he's only allowed to tour the northern states because he's actually legitimately concerned that if he sends Cassius to the south, he's going to shoot so many fucking slave owners in duels that it could be considered voter fraud. So Henry Clay ends up losing the presidential election, and Cassius moves on to his next life adventure, which is becoming an author and writing anti-slavery news articles. The problem with that was none of the newspapers were willing to publish him, so he says, "Fuck you, I'll start my own newspaper, The True American." Now,
I will make my own.
Starting an anti-slavery newspaper in fucking Kentucky.
Don't let me in your Discord server. I'll make my own Discord server.
Death threats pretty much every day, some of which were written in blood. So Cassius Clay, in true Cassius Clay fashion, says, "Fuck it, I guess we're gonna fight about it." He then proceeds to up-armor his entire business and his printing office. He covers the entire front of the office in a large iron sheet. He installs several literal cannons down corridors, stocks the entire thing with loaded guns,
inside,
and rigs it to explode. Here's the thing,
and he's gonna explode
doesn't
the building.
expect his employees to fight to the death for him, so he installs an escape hatch and instructs them to escape if anything goes down, because he's gonna fight the entire mob by himself. How's he gonna do that? As soon as you walk in the only door to get into that printing office, you find yourself in a long, narrow corridor with
all
iron
300
on each
Spartans
side,
as one,
just wide enough for a single man to get through. Cassius Clay is gonna stand in that narrow corridor and fight the entire mob one man at a time. Literally the mentality of, if you have a problem, take a number, I'll kill you in a minute. This man recreated the entire battle of fucking Thermopylae
I was just talking about
Spartans, except he's gonna do it all by himself. If you think fucking with John Wick's dog is a bad idea, the last thing you want to do is fuck with Cassius Clay's printing press, because this man is determined to defend the freedom of speech.
He is willing to fight, no matter who you are, better we be man. Was he I think he was respectful enough to even go woman. Not child though. I don't think he would not take on a child. But god damn. He said, I need none of y'all. Y'all just work for me. I do not need y'all to, to fight. I will take them all on. Oh, this guy is badass.
With the right to bear arms at any cost. Obviously, this escalates to Cassius Clay defeating an entire mob single-handedly. Right? Wrong. The mob, being full of, super brave pro-slavery men that know they're doing the right thing, do the honorable, brave thing.
How many did he take out?
Cassius Clay is bedridden with typhoid fever, so they know he isn't going to show up. They show up to his business at night and burn the place to the ground because they're a bunch of fucking bitches.
Right there.
Now, Cassius Clay recovers from typhoid fever. He reestablishes a newspaper in Cincinnati, Ohio, which is an anti-slavery stronghold. The only problem with that is, being an anti-slavery stronghold, there's not going to be any conflict, and that's fucking boring. So Cassius Clay moves on to another life adventure, volunteering in the Mexican-American War. While serving in the Mexican-American War, he would be a captain leading a group of Kentucky soldiers, and they would be captured pretty much immediately, and he would spend the duration of the entire war as a POW. While serving as a POW, some of the men of his command would escape, meaning that the Mexican military was then going to put the rest of his unit to death. Cassius Clay said, hey, don't kill my men, just kill me and my other fellow officers. We're the ones in charge. It's our fault that those men escaped. It's our responsibility.
So he's actually being an actual honorable
men go home. The Mexican military was so impressed by this that they decided to spare everyone, including Cassius Clay, and he would return home a war hero. Returning...
Nah. That's some main character ass bullshit. My man, I literally pulled out the Steven universe. But we can just be friends. You're right. We can be. You know what? We'll let you go. We'll let you go. We'll salute you. Just try not to get captured next time. Bye. Oh my God. God had a plan for this man.
Home from the war in 1848, he didn't really know what to do, so he starts giving his famous speeches again. This time leveraging his newfound title as a war hero. So obviously it doesn't take long for him to piss everybody off. He faces yet another assassination attempt. This time 6 brothers from a wealthy slave owner family show up, the Turner brothers. They show up with clubs and knives and guns, and they beat the living shit out of Cassius Clay with the clubs. They stabbed him multiple times. Cassius Clay whips out his trusted Bowie knife, starts opening up these brothers like they're fucking Amazon packages, making his way to the lead brother and stabbing him an excessive amount of times. We don't know how many times, but we do know it was a lifetime supply. Killing the lead brother.
Okay, so a lifetime supply, we can say at
Cassius
least
Clay would fall to the ground, nearly dead, and this would be the closest anybody ever came to actually killing Cassius Clay.
And he still did not die, my guy.
All he said was, I felt the utmost indignation, which translates to, I was fucking annoyed. This man almost died from an assassin.
You do not just go like this. I literally fought off 6 people, stabbed the hell, then while getting stabbed, while basically I was literally about to be freaking murdered, and all I can say is, damn. Is that all they got? I thought there'd be more. I thought they'd make this exciting. This man is freaking... I'm wondering what... I can't even come up with any more compliments for this man. I'm just glazing him nonstop.
Attempt, and he has the same attitude towards it that I have towards fucking fruit flies, okay? This dude is so metal, he deserves his own spot on the periodic table of elements. Cassius Clay then makes a full recovery from his injuries.
That's a clean compliment, though.
Again. 1853, he donates a large chunk of his land to John Fee, who uses it to found Berea College, the first co-educational and multiracial college in the South ever.
Sick.
Fast forward to 1860, Cassius Clay is giving speeches in Illinois where he meets a politician by the name of Abraham Lincoln, and they get along great. Cassius Clay is then slotted to become Abraham Lincoln's vice president. However, he's a little bit too Cassius Clay to be an actual big-name politician like that, so they give the job to Hannibal Hamlin, and Cassius Clay becomes the ambassador to Russia. 1861 rolls around, the Civil War breaks out. Cassius Clay is in
actually
Russia.
helped us buy
Cassius
Alaska.
Clay not only convinces Russia to not side with the Confederates, but he convinces Russia to tell Great Britain and France that if they so much as recognize the Confederacy, Russia will go to war with them. And this was a humongous step that nobody talks about in the winning of the Civil War. And it is 100% because of Cassius Clay.
Whenever we were learning the final states
1862, Abraham Lincoln wants to appoint Clay a major general in the Union Army. Cassius Clay publicly refuses the president of the United States, saying that he's not going to do it until the president signs the Emancipation Proclamation freeing the slaves of the South. Cassius Clay is literally the man that bullied.
I will join you, Mr. Lincoln, whenever I get my demands. Oh my God, Cassius Clay is badass.
Abraham Lincoln into prematurely signing the Emancipation Proclamation before he wanted to. And nobody talks about it. Fast forward again to 1865, the Union wins the Great American Scrimmage, the slaves are freed. Cassius Clay has achieved his lifelong goal at the age of 55, bringing an end to slavery in the United States of America. He then goes back to Russia again to serve as ambassador until 1869, and while he is there, he helps to broker the purchase of Alaska. This man is probably the most influential person in American history that you've never heard of. After returning home from Russia, Cassius Clay would live out the rest of his days in Whitehall until the age of 80 years old, where he would be declared clinically insane, in hindsight, most likely due to a severe amount of PTSD, as well as potentially dementia. He didn't die from it. He lived on for quite a bit longer. He just picked up a new hobby of fucking with the local sheriff because he was crazy
all like,
now. Over the course of the next decade,
I've done
Clay and the sheriff would have multiple
I'm just gonna do whatever I want.
concluded when the sheriff and 7 deputies were repelled from Whitehall when Clay utilized his home defense cannon that he had at the top of his stairwell. At that point, the local sheriff would inform the local judge
got the
he will
Looney
not be
Tunes
returning to Whitehall to
set
tangle
up
with
in his
Cassius
house
Clay anymore unless the judge was willing to dispatch an
Acme is his
entire
best
company
friend.
of the local militia to accommodate him. Then in 1900, 2 men would break into Whitehall, and Cassius Clay, at the age of 89, would manage to kill both of them, one by gunshot and one yet again with his trusted Bowie knife. Then in 1903, at the age of 92, Cassius Clay would die of natural causes, or as they called it back then, general exhaustion, which is the most gangster way on the planet to go out. Literally just, I'm tired now, peace. And then he left.
Died of old age after going through all that.
When it comes to famous historical household names, there's always another man or woman lurking behind the scenes in the shadows that's deemed too rough around the edges to be in the spotlight, yet they contribute just as much, if not more, to the movement. These men and women are willing to do horrific things for terrific reasons, and when it came to Abraham Lincoln and the abolition of slavery, that man's name was Cassius Marcellus Clay, the most gangster politician in American history.
And he was beating everybody with that haircut.
Channels, go buy some merch at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang. Out.
Quack bang. Oh my God, that was actually freaking awesome, actually. Like I said, I knew a little bit about Cassius Clay before going into this video. Damn, I did not know about all the other stuff. I wish I had read a lot more on this guy back whenever I was in high school. But I digress. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. And please, come again.